So the first day of the court case against P. Diddy has just happened yesterday. If you don't know who P. Diddy is, he is an American rapper, and he's very famous and very loaded in terms of money. He has lots of money. Right, he's one of the wealthiest people in the world, or at least in the US, anyway. So, before we get into it, what are the charges and allegations against Diddy? In the federal criminal case being heard in New York, Mr. Combs, his full name is Sean Combs, his real name, is charged with racketeering conspiracy, 2 charges of sex trafficking, and 2 charges of transportation to engage in prostitution. Many of the most severe allegations relate to the racketeering conspiracy charge. This includes accusations of kidnapping, drugging, and coercing women into sexual activities, sometimes using firearms or threat of violence. In a raid on his Los Angeles mansion, police found supplies that they were intended for use in orgies known as freak-offs, including drugs and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Separately, Mr. Combs faces a number of lawsuits accusing him of rape and assault. Tony Busby, a Texas lawyer handling some of these cases, said that more than 100 women and men from across the US had either filed lawsuits against the rap mogul or intended to do so. In 2023, a woman known in court papers as Jane Doe alleged she was gang raped by Mr. Combs and others in 2003 when she was 17. She said she was given copious amounts of drugs and alcohol before the attack. Mr. Combs' legal team dismissed the flurry of lawsuits as clear attempts to garner publicity. Mr. Combs' current legal issues began in late 2023 when he was sued by Ms. Ventura, also known as Cassie, for violent abuse and rape. That lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed amount a day after it was filed, with Mr. Combs maintaining his innocence. Since then, dozens of other people have filed lawsuits accusing Mr. Combs of sexual assault, with accusations dating back to 1991. He denies all the claims. His controversial history with Ms. Ventura resurfaced in 2024 when CNN leaked CCTV footage from 2016 showing Mr. Combs kicking his ex-girlfriend as she lay on the hotel hallway floor. Now, we're going to see that video together right now because it is horrendous. You can watch it here.
New surveillance footage obtained exclusively by CNN appears to corroborate some of the allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There is no audio. According to the...
So, as you can see in that video, P. Diddy, as he's known, beat the shit out of somebody and then dragged her off. That was nice, wasn't it? Love that for him. So this is the case, the court case, which opened yesterday. Jurors shown assault video in first testimony of Diddy's sex trafficking trial. The summary of what's happened so far is a former hotel security guard and male stripper were the first 2 witnesses in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking case as the trial got underway in earnest in New York. Warning, this page contains distressing details. The security guard says he was investigating a woman in distress call when he discovered Combs with a devilish stare and the hip-hop mogul, ex-girlfriend Cassie with a purple eye. Combs is charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. In opening statements, the defense says Combs has been violent, but his relationships were consensual and part of a swinger's lifestyle. The prosecution alleges Combs used violence and exerted power over Cassie and another woman to coerce them to participate in sex parties he called freak-offs. Combs has denied all charges. If found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. So what have we got here? That's the same, pretty much the same that we've already heard there. The bit I want to read actually is, and there's a better. Right, here we go. This page here. So, Diddy used fame and violence to abuse women. Trial hears. Sean Diddy Combs used fame and violence to sexually abuse women, prosecutors have said in opening statements as the hip-hop moguls. Why does it keep saying calling him mogul? I can't even pronounce it. Sorry. Trial while the rapper's attorneys defended his swinger lifestyle. The 55-year-old has pleaded not guilty to charges including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The court also heard from prosecutors' first witnesses, including a security guard from a hotel where Mr. Combs is seen in a now viral video beating his ex-girlfriend in 2016. His testimony was followed by a man who said Mr. Combs abused his ex-girlfriend during paid sexual encounters with the couple. After seating a panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates on Monday morning, the government and Mr. Combs' lawyers outlined their case. Prosecutor Emily Johnson accused Mr. Combs of using his celebrity status and a loyal inner circle of employees to sexually abuse women and run a criminal enterprise. She focused on the two central alleged victims in the case, Mr. Combs' former girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, and another unnamed former girlfriend. Prosecutors told the court that Mr. Combs had used violence and threatened Ms. Ventura's music career to force her to perform non-consensual, humiliating sex acts with male prostitutes during so-called freak-offs filmed by Mr. Combs. The defendant had the power to ruin her life, Ms. Johnson said. As prosecutors described the allegations against Mr. Combs, he sat in a grey sweater and trousers with a blank stare and his hands folded on his lap. At the heart of the government's case is a surveillance video that shows Mr. Combs beating Ms. Ventura and dragging her by the hair in a Los Angeles hotel hallway in 2016. As we've already seen, that was horrendous, and that alone should see him go to prison, in my opinion. Lawyers for Mr. Combs said the video was evidence of Mr. Combs' flawed character, but not of a larger criminal enterprise. Domestic violence is not sex trafficking, said Tony Garagos, Mr. Combs' attorney. That's right, domestic violence is not sex trafficking. It is a horrendous crime, though, so I'm not sure that's a great defense anyway. Ms. Garagos said Mr. Combs has a bit of a different sex life and shifted the focus to the women accusing him, calling them capable, strong women who chose to stay with the rapper. Right, capable, strong women still don't deserve to be abused, my opinion. They had the freedom to make the choices that they made, Ms. Garagos argued. prosecutors' first witness, a former security guard named Israel Flores, worked at the hotel, the site of a surveillance video showing Mr. Combs attacking his ex-girlfriend. The clip, which CNN released last year, was played for jurors on Monday. Mr. Flores told jurors that morning on 5th of March 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles, he received a call about a woman in distress on the 6th floor. He said he found Mr. Combs there in a towel, slouched on a chair with a devilish look on his face and a broken vase on the floor. Ms. Ventura sat cowering in the corner with her face covered, Mr. Flores said. Mr. Flores told prosecutors that Ms. Ventura kept saying she wanted to leave, but Mr. Combs told her she could not. He testified that Ms. Ventura had a purple eye, but did not want to call the police, and she eventually left in a black SUV. Mr. Flores alleged that later, to make it go away, Mr. Combs tried to hand him a wad of cash, but he declined. Attorneys for Mr. Combs tried to poke holes in Mr. Flores' claims, asking why he did not include certain details, like Ms. Ventura's purple eye, in an incident report he filed afterwards. His testimony was followed by Daniel Phillip, a former manager of male strippers, who said he met Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura, said after his boss asked him to fill in as a stripper for a bachelorette party. But Mr. Phillips said he was greeted at a hotel instead by Ms. Ventura, who told him it was her birthday and her husband wanted to give her a gift. Mr. Phillip told the court he would go on to have sex with Ms. Ventura on several occasions, encounters that lasted as long as 10 hours, sometimes under the influence of drugs, as Mr. Combs watched and filmed. He alleged that he witnessed Mr. Combs attack Ms. Ventura at least twice, including one time when he dragged her by her hair as she screamed, "I'm sorry." Mr. Combs then came back in the room with Ms. Ventura and asked the two to have sex again in front of him, Mr. Phillip said. "I was shocked," he said. "It came out of nowhere. I was terrified." Mr. Phillip claimed on the stand that he did not call the police for fear that Mr. Combs was someone with unlimited power and that he could lose his life for reporting it. The trial is scheduled to continue on Tuesday, when Ms. Ventura is expected to testify. At the crowded courthouse on Monday, Mr. Combs' children, including his daughters, were seen holding hands. His mother also was photographed walking out of court along with his publicist, because you need a publicist, clearly, in situations like this, because you need to put a positive spin on your abuse and things like that. So this is the court, which is I would expect this to last quite some time, because these type of cases, especially with high-powered celebrities, they do take a long time, because you need to try and get in between the holes of what is real and what is not, who's coming forward because of his stature and who's coming forward because something real happened. Now, I'm not suggesting that anything any women are saying is untrue or falsified or made up for anything, but it does happen, and there is a possibility that that could be the case in any situations like this. However, given that we've already seen that video of how Diddy behaved with one particular woman, it doesn't surprise me that he's up for multiple issues. Is he a sex trafficker? That is a very it is a big question, isn't it? Is he capable of doing that? Don't know. We'll have to find out. This case is going to be roaring on over the next days and weeks and probably months, I would imagine. So we'll keep tabs on this story if you are interested at all. And
you want a gun for what purpose?
Give a reasonable
let's hope
reason
why you should have a
the
gun.
winner
What you would use it for
is those that were
and
abused.
Then we can talk, but
and not the one with all the money.
No.